Hi guys, in this session I will show you 15 SQL Windows functions how to use this. If you are regularly use SQL query to extract your result from the databases and produce your report, then you should know these 15 Windows functions how to use it, which will help you in your daily work. Now first understand what Windows is. Windows is a kind of partition you're gonna create over a table for all the separate rows. Now Windows function will do a creating a partition in a table while enabling all the rows as a separate identities. Now I'm gonna show you what does this mean. Here we have two pictures. In the left side, we have aggregate functions, and on the right side, we have Windows functions. Aggregate functions, what we have been seeing that if you go for aggregation, then all the categories will we have in the one column, and based on the values we have, we get aggregated as a summarize. And now it will show as a summary. But when you use Windows function, it will not happen as what you see with the aggregate function. Windows function will create a partition for all the rows and will have all the aggregation function aggregated value along with their separate rows. That means Windows function will create a partition for each and every rows, each and every records along with their aggregated values. Now, what Windows functions will have the way to express. Now, there are three kinds of Windows functions we have in this session. First, a ranking. Whatever records you have in a table, you will have a row-wise as a serial number like ranking value. Now we have second values. Value will display assigned value that are associated with each and every partition. And now the aggregation. Aggregation always be performed over a numerical columns and display all the aggregated value for each and every partition in a table using Windows function. Now I want to show you with the example. So I'm going to launch my SSMS, and here we have noted down 15 Windows functions which we're gonna discuss in this session. I have a query written here. Here, what I have used, I have used the data set like Adventures Work DW 2022. And here I have used only the employee table. And we have sorted out few columns. Basis on that, I gonna show you these 15 Windows function, how to gonna use this. So I have written a query, a very short query. I am fetching here around 7 to 8 columns with some value, and you can see here we have a result basis on the query we have written here. Now I'm gonna show you first your row number Windows function. What row number window function will do? Let's see with the example. So here, the same query, what we have written here, just copy from here and going to paste. And now I'm going to add here row number over. Windows function always work over because over is associated word which gonna create a partition. The column you gonna specified in the query. So over partition, partition y, I gonna use partition y gender. I'm gonna use partition y gender. The same way of gender you gonna write the way we have defined in query. And order y, I gonna use order y salary per week. Salary per week as row number. Now what I did here, I did the same copy paste what we have written already a query. Additionally, I gonna add a row number. This is a function using row number. I gonna use same one more column as a row number and column header is row number. What row number will do? Let's see with the example once I run this. So here is showing that salary per week column is a invalid name. So what should I do? I gonna use here what is my salary base rate. So here I gonna use base rate, this one, because I have format this base rate column. That's why the renaming is not accepting. That's why I have given here a actual column name. Now you can see here. So first what I want this all be deleted because I have written here. So now again run. Now I have used a row number. What row number we do? You can see in the last column we have row number. This is just like a serial number we have for each and every record. This is what a row number is. But the moment I cross the gender, because I make a partition over gender column, and gender we have only female and male. We have started from number 1 for all the females till 87, and when males part is coming, it will again start from 1 and then go till end. So what this means, this row number will create a partition over gender column, and we have two genders here in this data set, male and female. So over female and over male, it gonna create a row number like 1, 2, 3 for the all the male part, and for all the female part the same 1, 2, 3. This is what a row number is doing here. Now I gonna use rank. So just copy this one, and after comma I gonna use rank, and same copy here and paste it here because I gonna use the same thing here, just rename a column name. The same way what I use row number last time, the same way I gonna use rank. What row number will do and what rank will do. Let's see. Here I gonna use a descending order. Now let's run this. Now you can see row number is start from 87. Why? Because I use here a descending order. So it gonna start from the bottom. That means from the maximum number you have row number gender wise this way. And rank number which I use rank, it gonna start from 1 to 87, 86, and then gonna start for the female part. Same thing it will do. The row number will do, and the same rank number, a row number will do the same thing. It both will create a serial number like integers. And this totally depends on what field you gonna specify for creating a partition and what field you gonna specify for your order wise. Now for the third is dense rank. Now I gonna use for the dense rank. Here dense rank, same thing I gonna copy again and paste it here. Here I gonna use dense rank number is a column name. Now row number, what row number we will do? Let's see. We have 60, 60, 60, 60 like here and then jump to 66. Why this happen? Because you have salary week, the same salary week for the 6 times. That's why the same number coming here, 60. And then it count and plus to last item, last number 59 and comes at 66. But it should be after 60, it should be 61. But it's not happen. It's what rank number we do, all the same value, the number of times it comes, it make plus to the last number and then jump to the next number. This is what rank number will do. What I want after 60, where 66 is coming, here should be 61. For this, you have to use dense rank. Let's run this. Now you can see I'm gonna show you everything in the same example so that you can compare what row number will do, what rank number will do, what dense rank number will do. Now let's come to the 60 part. Here you can see 60 part. Now here you can see 51, 51, 51 is 22, 22, 22, and here we have 23 because it's not skipping any number, just giving the next number. In the same way we have for the 60 we have 24. Now 25, 26, 27 as as we use dense rank number. But in case of what we have used rank number, it will skipping the numbers. So if you don't want to skip your number, give the next number as a serial number, then you gonna use tens rank number instead of what you use rank number. Now I gonna show you the next one, which is a percent rank. Same thing. Here I gonna use percent rank and copy the same thing. I gonna paste here. Here I am renaming the column percent rank number. Now what percent rank number do I gonna use as a format so that you can see what percentage is. So I gonna use format percent rank as percent. Now run this. Now you can see your what is your rank number is coming is showing as a percentage value. This is what a percent rank is. If I will not use here format as a percentage, it will show as a dot point zero 0.02 like this. So in order to show as a percentage value, I have used here format is. That means the value comes through this statement. Please make it form as percentage and give another column name percent rank number. So in this case, I have used percent rank. Now I gonna use cumulative distribution. Just copy same and copy and paste here, and here I'm not going to use like this, and here I gonna use cum distribution column. This is my next column name. Cum distribution. Cum dist means cumulative distribution. And you know cumulative is better than me. So just run this. Now you can see your cumulative distribution. You can also use a percentage value for this, but this is your cumulative distribution. That means this is your first, then next it will add first and second. If you up to third, then it will add the same thing, because you can see 1.16, 1.16 having same value. And once you jump to the next percentage or next row, you will have the different value. That means cumulative distribution is distributed your value as per cumulative way. Now I gonna use n-tile. What n-tile is? N means number, as I understand. N means number. Tile means which frequency. That means you have 10 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you want to distribute into 4 groups. That means uh, three numbers from one, two numbers from second, three numbers for one, two numbers for second. In this way, you have three numbers as a one group, two numbers as a second group, again three numbers as a third group, and the rest 2 points, two numbers as a fourth group. This is what our rank n child will work. Now paste this one and again copy the same thing and paste here. Here I gonna use as a n tile column, and here I gonna use, you will give here your grouping number like what we have discussed, like 4. Here I'm gonna use a 5 group. That means your whole data set, that means you have 296 of the cost. You can see here you have 296 of the cost. And if you want 296 into 5 group only, let's run this first, then you can understand easily. Now you can see 1, 1, 1, 1, then 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. Again 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. That means this all comes till 5. That means all the records are grouped into 5 main group, main sections. You can see this. This is what a n tile means. You gonna change this one. If you want to have a 10 group, then you can run this. Now you will have up to 10 groups. You can see your maximum 10 number is coming. That means if you have 296 records, around 300 records, then 30 for the first group, then again 30 for the second group, then again 30 for the, in the same way we have 10 groups, that means 30, 30, 30, 30 makes 300 rows. This is what n tile means. That means n tile will divide your records into a separate group, and the number of group you have a choice to input here with the entire within the small bracket. Now I have to beat this entire. Now I gonna use first value. Here I am using the same query, and here I am just adding. This makes easy to understand. Now I gonna use first value and just copy again and paste it here, and here you have to use over because first value over which column. So I gonna use here uh, which column. I can see a title column over a title column. First value over title column. Now first value column. Now let's run this. Now you can see first value column. That means what is your first value coming from this column. So just here is coming Vice President of Engineering. You can see your first is coming like this. So I'm not going to use this now. Let's check with the department name. So here I gonna use department name in place of what we have used a title. So same thing, just replace this one. Now let's run this. My first department is engineering. So you can see engineering until how long it's coming once your gender gets changed. Now till what the cause we have F, we have engineering. Now let's see. Once we head to male gender, we have another title here, department here, executive. Now just go to the left side with the record. We have in this record 88. Now you can see in 88 we have first value executive. That is what we have executive here till last, because there are only two partition in gender, female and male. If you gonna use some other partition like uh, like title, then you can use title like this. Then you can see in your title we have accountant, finance. We have used depart first value for the department name. So here we have finance. Now we have information services. We have information services. This is what its value gets changed, and it totally depends on what field you gonna use for the first value and on what field you gonna use a partition. In the same way, I gonna use last value, but in this case it will pick the last value. Here we have first value. Now we have last value for the same. Just rename the column name. Last value column. Now let's run this. We have the last value in the same way. Now I'm going to use lag. Lag. Just copy the same and paste it here. Here, just rename this lag. Just run this. Now, what lag means? You can see first column we have first record we have a null. Why? And second column second record we have a finance. Then what lag means? Now let's check my department name because I have lagged over the department name column. So just check here. Here we have first record as a finance, but here we have a null. Why? Lag means your second. L- That means lag means your next column. A lead means your first column. This is what your second value we have finance. This is what we have a finance here. But for the first we have null because we don't use here lead. The moment I gonna use here a lead in the same way, just use lead here. Now you can see the comparison what lead and lag will do. Now just see. Lead means your first record, lag means your next record. That means after first, second record. This is what lag or lead will do for us. Now we have few aggregations windows functions to use. Now I gonna use a sum for this. And for aggregation, we should have some numerical value to use for this. So for this, I'm gonna use the same query. So just select and make a copy of here and paste it here and just copy this one and paste here. Now first run this one. Now we have table like this. We have uh, 10 records and we have 296 of records. 10 columns and 296 of records. Now I gonna use a aggregations function. That means this aggregation windows functions. Now I gonna use a sum. So just use sum over which column? Over I gonna use a base rate column. So just copy this one base rate and paste it here. Sum base rate column over partition by I gonna use title. Title order by I gonna use base rate again base rate descending as some aggregation is the column name. Now let's select this one. Otherwise the upper query will run out. So once you select, that means your selected query will get run. Now you can see here we have some aggregation. That means we have the top two record having the same value because we have title as the same. And the third one is a single. That means they have a single value like this. And then we have two records is the same title having the same value for these two records. That means over title column, Windows function create a partition and you have used some of your base rate, those will get displayed as per your partition. This is what now you're gonna use average in place of sum. Now I want to add one more column as a average. So just copy this one. You can use average here and you can write here name average. Now let's run this. Now it's running the upper query also. So I am not bothering about this. I am just checking the second one. Now you can see the same way we have a sum value for the top two record because we have the same title. Once we have the number of same title, the value comes as the same number in your sum part or average part or whatever aggregation you gonna use here. I'm now going to use as a count, then max, then mean. So I'm going to use same thing as a count and here just copy this one and paste it here and here I gonna use as a count. Now run this one. Now you have a count. Same. We have same title for top two records. We have same number as a count because we have accounted 1 and 2. And this is a single, that is what we have a single. We have same two count here because we have same title two records. So we have two. Here we have three records. So we have three for all three records. In the same way we have max or mean. So just copy this one and paste it here. In place of count, you're gonna use max. Now again copy this one. In place of count, you're gonna use mean. Here just rename the column name max and here you're gonna rename the column name as a mean. Now select this query, otherwise the upper query will run it again. So now you can see we have used sum, average, count, max and mean. And same, we have same title for top two record, we have same for sum, average, count, max, mean here. So this is what a Windows function will do for us. Windows function will create a partition over your result state and enabling all the rows as a separate identities. The column over which you're gonna create a partition will have the same record. Either you're gonna use any of the Windows functions or any Windows functions along with the aggregation. You have a separate those entities as a partition for this value. So these that's all from my end for this session. Let's stay tuned for the next upcoming video.